Oh man, I got a box, and when I get a box, I got to record me opening it. So I got this box. It is from Studio 2 Publishing, but then it says care of or distributed for Mongoose Publishing from Knoxville, Tennessee. Hey, I wonder if my buddy Thaddeus lives near this warehouse. In any case, it is 10.5 by 13 by 4 3/4. It's taped up, so I'm going to use a box cutter. You can hear it slice. Ooh, that's the first time that's ever happened. I guess it's some reinforcement here. There we go. Usually this box cutter just slices through things like a hot knife through butter. There you go, it's opened. I see bubble wrap, which is nice. Bubble wrap is good. And in it are a few books. I see the Mongoose Publishing logo. I see a cool patch. Yes, it is a Traveler's Aid Society patch, which is really cool. It's got to go in a hat or something. And then there's a box set, and this is a box set of the Journal of the Traveler's Aid Society, volumes 7 through 12, and then Boo and Embla's Guide to Starports of the Marches, which is really cool. I'll check out the Starports of the Marches first. It looks like Boo is one of these is a droid, and one of these is, I don't know what they are. The other person looks human, but looks strange for a human. Maybe a human subspecies. Oh, totally strange. See, a droid and a Lansai. So Boo is a droid, Embla is a Lansai, whatever. Maybe it looks like a humanoid subspecies. So so here, chapter 1. So 2, nice 2, Morris. So it has several spaceports. Oh, I guess I should look at the table of contents, right? So it has 12 different spaceports: Pimane, Mora, Endelt, Gliston, Flammarion. Damn it, I could have used this in my recent. I probably had this. I didn't know this. I had this on PDF. I probably could have used this if I had done my due diligence in my recent Traveler game. Meyer, Graham, Villas, Arden, Quar, Jewel, and Regina. The Regina one's good because I'm sure I'll go to that. Well, I'm just going to turn to Flammarion. Here on page 47 it says 12 of them, which is really nice. This was like a, what's it called? Not an add-on, stretch goal for the recent Kickstarter for these. So Flammarion, Swords World subsector, Spinward Marches. And they have something from the diary. They have a nice cool little picture of Flammarion starport. I mean, like the inside, so you can kind of give that as a visual. How the starport is constructed, who is there, what government is there, some interesting things that might be there, like this Deep Space Recovery Expo tender that they have a high guard stats for, security checkpoints and cameras. Interesting. You got to do stuff on there, and then kind of a little bit of a layout of the high port, maybe. Oh no, I guess it says it's in a hexagonal fashion. Yeah, that's cool. Yeah, I guess it does have a map of the starport too at the end, which is kind of nice, so it can give players a visual of what they want to do. And all these have different. I wonder if they all have a space. Yeah, they kind of all do. Some sort of map is located. Oh, I'm just flipping through right now, and here on the Villas starport, they have like an Ether Eats menu, which is kind of cute. Let's see, Regina. Let's look at the Regina starport. That's an important one. Jewel could be interesting too because that's like on the frontier. Sometimes they have a map of the depending if it's a down port or a high port. Sometimes they have a map of the world. From those, I don't know what the style is called. It's one of those hexagonal maps. It's kind of done. If you've seen Traveler, they kind of do it like a they don't do like uh, maybe it's a Mercator projection. It's not a Mercator projection. I don't know what that's called, but it's kind of like a series of triangles with hexes in them. Triangle Gus Traxagon. Triangle Gone Traxagon thing. Anyway. Oh, they have adventure seats too, which is nice. Looks like. Regina Starport. Yeah, I think like they have the world, like some maps if there's any strange species on here, and then yeah, and oh, that's nice. At the end, they have like a journey of them all. The Gliston one should be interesting too. Anyway, that's Boo and Embla's guide to Starports of the Marches, which I definitely will use. I can tell I will be using very soon. Now let me open the journal things. I'm not going to do each individual book. Maybe I'll look at highlights on the contents, really. But I was looking through the journals 1 through 6, and it has so much really cool information. Lots of adventure hooks, patrons. That's the part that the travelers can meet. So they're very, very well done books. So here's 7 through 12. Each of these books are about 128 pages, which is chock full of information. The articles are arranged, or the contents is arranged interestingly. It's not like numerically. So they have adventures, aliens, bestiary, central supply, charted space encounters, high guard, patrons, traveling, and the vehicle handbook. And it's not necessarily in order. For example, I can tell like adventures, a weekend jump is the first thing in number 7, but then charted space, Asus, the devil you know, is on page 7, and it's after. From the table of contents, it's listed under charted space, not sort of like your standard. But that's cool. A weekend jump. That's really nice. I like that. Okay. That's cool. This is really good. I can do this like as a random encounter for a weekend jump. It's in jump space. It could be a boring week, 1 event, 2 events. Things happen. Strange things can happen. So there's a few tables of what can happen. So I think that's really good. It's really good to make sort of the jump space more meaningful. Don't have to do it all the time, but yeah. So planetary data on Asus, the devil you know. I feel like the player character. Oh no, this is actually one of the player characters is from there, which is interesting. Advanced lasers. Oh, that's pretty good. That's really good. You want to increase the tech of your lasers. Maybe it does a little bit more damage. Who knows? Like pulse lasers. It looks like you can. That's cool. They're expensive. Deep Night Revelation character creation. So something I just heard on Hobbs on Random Screed, where making characters focused for the campaign you're going to play, and this probably gives some tools on how to do that, which is kind of cool. I'll probably have more to say about that on his podcast when I reply. New yachts, etc., etc. So that's really cool. That's only number 7. So number 8. Yeah, has bestiary in them. Ships, patrons. There's looks like a Varga patron here, but I can tell by the name. New vehicles, aliens as well. So, Central Supply, the Gauss Rifle's big brother. So this is all done by Mongoose. So if the player characters ask, then I like it's interesting. There's a Sojourner light 100-ton light trader conversion of sort of the streamlined hull that a scout ship would use. The Gauss Rifle's big brother, the Mag Cannon. Unfortunately, it's not the MAGA cannon. It's a Mag Cannon. Shoots out red hats. No, the Mag Cannon, pretty nasty. Pretty nasty. That's what the Mag Cannon can do. But it's cool to have stuff like that. Like I said, patrons. Oh, like a little hover bike. I see it, which is nice. So player characters, if they ask about the journal, or I can throw things in, but if player characters ask, then you can always grab from here. So pretty cool. Again, these are like, so that's 6 books of 168 pages each, which is a very nice. On the back they do tell you like the highlights of it too, which I think is kind of cool. Monetizing heroism. So if you want to go on a speaking tour, probably if you have a starburst of heroism or something. Taverns. Mercenary cruiser that is now mercenary cruiser that goes around space. Is that right? I'm gonna check that one out. This was in volume 10 here. See if I can find it. Tomorrow's Traveling Tavern. That's an adventure. So adventures, I guess, can be more like locales as well. Um, right. So it's a cruiser, and it is in fact it does seem in fact to be a ship. Here, different people, patrons that you could have, different things that can happen on the ship, and it does have the ship stats and all sorts of neon and the decks and all that kind of stuff, which is kind of nice. So that's number 8. Number 10, sorry, highlights on number 10. See on number 12 on the back, it has a new species to play. I think it says something called the Sword of Ebron, which is probably, it's a High Guard ship. Star Ships of the Spinward Extent, which is nice. It's a new book that they just came out with. A couple of new beasts in this one. They also have at least two adventures, or like I shared with you when you're in Jump, sort of a random encounter type of thing. But it's pretty nice. Oh, Hakar is in this one. In number 12, Hakar, which is I remember that from a Challenge magazine, and they're like a lizard species that smokes. Yeah, and they smoke because they developed on I think a world with a lot of carbon dioxide, which is kind of funny. So they smoke a lot, but it's cool. It's like a space lizard man. That's pretty tough and buff. Secret history, how you can play them, how to make travelers, and all that kind of stuff. So pretty nice stuff. Pretty cool. So that is in brief. I don't know if I need to do a review in them, and a review of them. This may or may not be in conjunction with some sort of traveler recap if it comes to it. But yeah, that's cool. The new set of Journal of the Traveler's Aid Society. Well, you can't have a talk about Traveler without talking about Traveler. So, on top of this JTAS unboxing and mini review, I'm going to update you and tell you about our latest Traveler. It's our 3rd session. So player characters saved lots of people from a volcano eruption on the world of Walston in the Spinward Marches, District 268, in that subsector. And the Spinward Marches 1232 if you're looking on the map. In any case, after celebrations and baked goods and knitted sweaters, the travelers departed Walston in the high and dry scout ship that they had fixed up. They have a couple of vouchers where they can buy fuel, and this is at the first stop is going to be Bowman. The second stop is going to be nearby Bowman, and if I can find it real quick on the traveler map, I will tell you. It's going to be both Bowman, which is a jump away, and then Asteltine, which is then a jump away from Flammarion. So they're heading back to Flammarion to collect their money and all that kind of stuff. But on Bowman, well, they get kind of sidetracked. And Bowman is Spinwood Marches District 268, 1132. It is a Belter system. And something that's very interesting, as I'm reading from the adventure log that I put down on our Discord, is Dr. Arvadan noticed more Imperial Navy ships in the traffic lanes than normal. Scout Roddy McGinnis is hailed from the garrison starport on Bowman Alpha and given emergency recall orders from Station Commander Lauren Guard. The travelers are then recruited to serve as extra garrison guards due to recent troubles between independent Belters and Ling Standard Products-sponsored corporate operations at not here on Garrison, but at the Konings Rock Station in the system's asteroid belt. So Bowman Alpha is around the gas giant Bowman, and the Garrison is on that. Downport is on that moon for the Bowman gas giant. So scouts have been called to help with ongoing strife between these folks, and the ISS just needed extra help with patrols at Garrison. The patrols are mostly uneventful. The travelers interact with the locals, and Steven becomes friends, very intimate friends, in fact, with some of the local independent Belters. Meets like the leader, or not leader, maybe one of the owners of one of the independent belting operations. And then Dalmar and Roddy learn that the troubles, though, that's being caused are mostly rumors and spread from a small number of nodes and websites. They do like some computer searches and some investigation there. Dr. Arvedon decides to also help out the local Starport hospital, just to pass the time on day 3 and between shifts for guard duty. On day 3, things in the system get tense, though, as riots on Konings Rock lead to a protester being shot, allegedly by LSP-hired mercenaries. Stephen is actually nearly kidnapped because he's trying to keep the peace and make sure that the locals at the Starport and the independent belters in the area are getting along, and there's nothing crazy and spillover from what's going on at Konings Rock. And but it turns away. He's able to run away. He gets shot at. It's the first time I took a shot at one of the player characters, and I missed. And it turns out, after talking to Dalmar and Roddy, that they feel that there was a group of Swords Worlders. Maybe these are the people who are causing the trouble. Dr. Arvedon helps the doctors at Konings Rock save the patient who was shot. And he kind of remotely, they telecommunicated, and learns that they were shot at close range, not like by like fire into a crowd by a mercenary. However, and even though Dr. Arvedon helps and the patient is stabilized and saved, the patient mysteriously dies overnight. And that's kind of where we stopped. I think things are going to heat up when we play again, which is going to be tomorrow, whatever tomorrow's date is. This is Sunday at the 29th, so tomorrow's date is the 30th of January. We get to play again, and hopefully we'll finish their little Bowman side trek and get back to it. Hopefully nothing happens on Asteltine and they get to where they need to go, but we'll see, because it's kind of freeform. So that was a little bit of our game, and what's very exciting is I also am going to start playing in a Traveler game, and I get to run all the time. I've really enjoyed Traveler for a long time, and I get to play in it. I'm Kevin Madison, the Dungeon Muser, Dungeon Musings YouTube channel. He's going to start running, and we did the character creation session live today on his channel. And I made up and rolled an Anchor Guvel, who is a Vargur. He is a Vargur living in Imperial space, so he was able to go to the Naval Academy. He was accepted. He graduated, but for some reason he failed to gain a commission. He gained a rival here. He did this prank that went wrong, and maybe this rival prevented his commission. But then he was in the Navy for 20 years, getting his pension. During that time, although he was he learned to pilot and was on the piloting flight line, probably as either an assistant to an actual pilot, doing the electronic warfare stuff or whatever on a ship. He learned how to fly, learned some gunnery skill, learned a hodgepodge of everything that someone on the flight line might learn. He made it to petty officer first class, and during his time, it seems like he had a nose for smuggling, conspiracy, mutiny, and even stopped the sabotage of a vessel. So he was I kept rolling the same thing, which is a number 9 on the events, which was kind of funny at the end. But he mustered out and joined, probably met some of his companions that we're going to play with. We have a Far Trader, it looks like, which is going to be very exciting. And I don't know what role Anchor is going to play on this ship, possibly pilot, maybe some other stuff. He's got some mechanic and electronic skills like sensors and comms, and some astrogation. So if you have a lot of redundancy among the crew, which I think is great, and I'm very excited to be playing. And it's going to be cool to see how Kevin interprets the Third Imperium and where we go in our adventures. Probably, I think we're going to be in the Trojan Reach, which is kind of different from where I'm running. The Trojan Reach is noted for kind of some interaction with the Aslan. It's near the Great Rift. It's got a lot of Imperial client states and independent worlds on the edge of the Imperium. So it should be very exciting. It's where, actually, notably, it's where Pirates of Drinax, the kind of big adventure path thing that Mongoose Traveler has done, takes place. But we're not playing that. We're doing other things. And we're going to start, actually, with the Borderlands run, which is one of the adventures that came out like one of the Trojan Reach adventures. So excited about that. Excited about Traveler. And yeah, I think I'll end this little Traveler cast and go ahead and give you a proper outro. So this has been the Geomologist Presents. Thank you for joining me and listening to my little mini review and some travel talk. You can contact me with any comments at geomologist@gmail.com. You can send me a voice recorded message through there. You can hit me up on the Audio Dungeon Discord. I'm on a number of them. You can leave me a message via SpeakPipe, and you can try, if you're brave, to leave me a message through the Anchor website. The best way usually has been, and the best sounding messages are voice recorded and either sent to me or dropped to me via Discord. Anyway, thank you so much. TJ Drennan does the intro and outro music. My wife Amy does the cover clip art, but today's art is going to be from the JTAS box set, as well as the supplement that they gave with it. It's called Boo and Embla's Guide to Starports of the Marches, and that artist is Sergio Villa Isaza. So thank you all for the clip art, and thank you for listening. I'll talk to you soon.